Let's complain about women, shall we? I had a commenter leave a comment the other day complaining about how horrible women are, and I wanted to read it and talk about it because this is something that a lot of men do, and especially in this space, whereby as you're learning more about how women are and what they find attractive and why you're not able to attract them, it's very easy to complain about them. But I'm going to tell you why you should stop doing that. So let's get into this guy's complaint first. He says, and I quote, "Women are soul-sucking vampires. If it wasn't because I'm attracted to women and they're kitty," his words, "there isn't really no reason to be around them. All they do is complain and complain," which is ironic given that he's complaining in this comment, "and throw up their daily frustrations onto you and tell how horrible their day was at work over and over and over, and a man has to just sit there and listen. But God forbid you have a hard day at work and tell her about it, and she's like, well, I don't care, suck it up like a man, or worse, she loses interest in you because you had a moment of weakness, and now you look into her eyes like a B word, she starts losing attraction towards you. I could go on, but my God, man, women are just emotional roller coasters that have no brakes." So, before I tear into this comment all the way, I don't want to bypass the stuff that he said that I myself may have addressed on this show before. You know, I've talked about how as a guy, women look to you as the rock. So if you have a complaint or something going on in your life, that it's probably better to talk to your guy friends about or to talk to a therapist about it. Let's see, I've talked about how it can be annoying sometimes when all they want to do is complain. Your job as the guy, though, is to point that out to them, because a lot of times when women are complaining to you, they don't really recognize it or notice it as complaining because they'll go to their girlfriends and do the same thing. And because women are trying to be communal and, allow any kind of conversation in, she's used to being around girlfriends that she can complain to, and they'll complain back or they'll empathize and emote. And they're not necessarily in the business of trying to solve the woman's problem. So they're coming to you thinking they're going to get that same treatment, not realizing that it's annoying the crap out of you. So I get all that. I understand that, okay? But that said, the energy at which he's coming to this, and you can tell just the feeling tone he has of just being so annoyed and frustrated with women, and he sees them as nothing more than, being pretty enough to basically bang their kitties, and that's all that they're good for. But other than that, they don't want them around, which I find to be very inaccurate. And this is coming from a guy that's been in a family where, I had a grandma who had my granddaddy she was married to, and my mom was married to my dad. And when both of those men got sick and eventually died, those women were there to help them through the last parts of their lives, whether it was taking them to doctor's visits or making sure that they could, help soothe them when they were at home, making sure to follow up on stuff that they would need towards their end of life care. Like, women have a wide variety of functions that I think men don't really look at. On top of they're kind, they're caring, they're great negotiators. They have amazingly brilliant ideas about stuff. Like, I can't recall a number of times that women I've dated were like, I'm trying to come up with an idea on something and I'm stuck on like what to do about it. And the woman's like, well, have you considered this or try this? Or I've had times when I want to do a move, for example, that may not have a lot of emotion involved in it. I just want to do the thing I want to do. And then there'll be a woman nearby to say, hey, you could do that, but have you thought about how it's going to affect this person emotionally or affect this outcome with these people? And had they not been around, I wouldn't have considered it, all right? But anyway, so women definitely have a variety of functions aside from just being great to be around and to hook up with. But on top of that, here's what I gratefully and truly believe, right? Is that you cannot hate women and then date women and assume that you're going to succeed. Because if you have so much vitriol for women, then you're not going to be able to get to a place where you're going to be fun enough for them to be around. You're not going to respect them enough, and they're going to feel that off of you. And ultimately, you're not going to be able to land a woman that would legitimately have the kind of characteristics you would want. And believe me, guy, they're out there. Now, you also sound like a guy that may have just come into what we call I'll say the color, red. I'll say the thing you take when you're on drugs, or you need to take drugs, pills, and then rage. Okay, so there is a thing called RP rage, and every guy that eventually gets his eyes open to why what he's been doing in the world of dating hasn't been working goes through this. Like when I was like, I had a horrible time in my early 20s dating, couldn't figure out women. And then at some point, I started doing research. I started reading on things about the psychology of women, about why they like certain things, why they fall for bad boys, and what things are that they're actually attracted to. And I was just so like, how can all this be? Why is it that all the stuff that logically makes sense for a woman to like, she doesn't like, and then all the stuff that doesn't seem to make any sense at all, she goes for? And it got me really upset and annoyed. And at some point, I had to say, look, you can be annoyed all day long about this stuff you're finding out about women and about how they function and why they function the way they do. You can be mad about it, but that's not going to change them from operating that the way they do. It's just the way they're built in nature, the way, just like guys, just like the things that we like, do, say, think, and speak about, how we react to things, how we're not supposed to be the overly emotional ones. And, like, I'm sure there's plenty of things about the way men function that women are like, why can't he just be more emotional? Why can't he understand that when I'm saying that I'm fine, that I'm really not fine, that I want to do X, Y, and Z, like we said about, like, so you could be mad all day about how women in a general prospect operate, but that's not going to change how they operate. So you can be mad at it, or you can just understand it. Now, I have a whole thing in my Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy. I have a thing called Speaking Her Language, a crash course on communicating with women. It is a 7-part audio series that takes you through some of the things that women do, why they do them, why we as men don't initially understand it, and then how you can actually shift your brain to know how to communicate in that style. Because it's not to say you got to communicate like a woman, but you do need to understand the language that she's bringing to you, or the actions that she's going to be doing that indicate certain things, whether it's like that she likes you, that she wants you to steer clear of her, whatever, And so part of the reason that you get mad is because you don't know these things. And then since you don't know what these things are, you see women doing or saying things out there that don't make sense to you, and it's affecting their ability to like you, which is only making you madder. And again, they're not going to change. So be mad at them for how they are, but then you can't try to date them in the same tone, because what you're doing is you're subconsciously saying, well, I don't want to, these women are just so annoying and I don't want to be around them, but I also want to date them. So I'm gonna just do it, and hopefully one will eventually, be the way I need her to be. And the reality is you got to learn how women are, so that way you can be less frustrated about how they are, know how they function, and then be able to operate in that world. Because once you're able to learn how women communicate, why they like the things that they like, then you'll know, okay, a woman likes this thing, and so I need to know how to better teach myself to do this certain thing, and I'll get better results. Perfect example. You know why women like jerks? Because jerks are typically the ones that early on in the dating process, they're not really being jerks, but they're being very intentional in what they want. They're going up to her clubs, hey, beautiful, you look so hot, I'd like to take you out of that dress, and blah, 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 blah. And to most guys, it's like, how dare he speak to her like that? She's the princess. She shouldn't be treated like an object, blah, blah, blah. Not realizing the woman's getting turned on because she kind of likes knowing that a guy knows how to, giving the impression that he knows how to handle her in the bedroom. And so you as a nice guy, or whatever you want to call yourself, could learn that. You could learn how to up front be more direct in your communication with a woman. You could be more flirty and flirtatious up in the beginning. You could learn that same skill and then attract her and then just treat her nice. But you can't be mad for jerks being willing to go in there and do it first, and you're sitting in the back corner thinking, I know she's gonna come to me and she'll recognize me over here, that I'm being nice to her, or I'm gonna talk to her all night and ask her about her feelings and all this stuff, and that's gonna get her, and then when it doesn't, you're all mad. Yeah, because it doesn't work, But if you wanna learn what's gonna actually really authentically turn women on, you gotta start educating yourself. You gotta start looking up videos. You gotta join things like the Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy, which you can get a 2-day free trial at right now at introvertdatingsuccess.com. But whether it's my programs or other books or people that you watch or read, the point is that you complaining about women, if that's all you wanna do your entire life, you're not gonna get a woman. And if you do get a woman, you're not gonna hold on to her because she's gonna know that you have a secret vendetta against women in general, and it's gonna turn her off, okay? So stop complaining, learn what you gotta do, and you'll start to get better results, which will start to help you not hate women so freaking much, all right? So hopefully, Guy, this helps you out. For the rest of you, again, subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/HarryWilmington. Be sure to like this video. Check out the Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy. It is the Netflix of dating advice. hundreds of hours of programs, audios, eBooks, PDFs designed to help you figure out this dating life thing once and for all. So go ahead and check it out. Again, you get a 2-day free trial just for signing up for it today, all right? Also, you can go to the website if you want to get a one-on-one phone consultation with me as well. You can do that. When you sign up for coaching, you will actually get a free month of the access to the Introvert Dating Success Membership Academy as well, all right? So check those things out. Anyway, I'm Harry Wilmington, and I will catch you all on the next episode. I'm out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Introvert Dating Success Podcast. Visit us at introvertdatingsuccess.com for more great tips on attracting women using your natural introvert charm. Oh, yeah.